Exports have begun again from this oil port for the first time since these fighters took control. They call themselves the Libyan National Army, commanded by former General Khalifa Haftar. His takeover has enabled the first oil shipment in 3 years from the so-called Oil Crescent in eastern Libya. UN Special Envoy Martin Kobler recently told the UN that he'd failed to persuade Haftar to even meet him, let alone take part in political talks. Kobler previously criticized the takeover of the oil ports. Now he's vowing support for Haftar.
To build up a strong army with a unified chain of command. And of course General Haftar must have a role in this army. He did a good job in Benghazi.
The UN-backed Tripoli government had earlier rejected Haftar's takeover of the ports, and now a change of tone.
I'm willing to talk to anyone for the sake of solving the problems of Libyans. There are many obstacles, of course, and one of them is trying to have a unified army.
The UN-backed Presidential Council is supposed to be drawn from the Tripoli-based Government of National Accord, which has endorsed it, and the Tobruk-based House of Representatives, which has voted against the Presidential Council. It's also advised by a consultative body called the State Council. Both powerhouses are backed by their own armed groups. Tobruk has the support of General Haftar and his army. An alliance of fighters backs the Tripoli-based government. Both are also supported by various international powers.
In the West, of course, the US and the UK are playing an important role in supporting the Presidential Council aligned forces there. And in the East, most visibly, Egypt and the UAE are backing the forces of General Haftar, and there seems to be also political support from the Russians as well. And we heard news of French involvement on the ground in the East as well up until last July. So it seems that as long as there's this division in the policy of these respective countries backing different military coalitions, there's this ongoing, lingering war in Libya that is a result of this.
The money from oil exports gives Libyans a rare opportunity to reconcile differences, but the oil riches also pose a danger if they aren't seen to be distributed fairly. Osama Bin Javaid, Al Jazeera.